Now, short term, there is a bull flag on the chart that could tell us a little spike is coming, but I still see further downside in oil, not just because of what you mentioned, but also because of a slowing global economy. I'm actually bearish. And again, I know no one out there wants to hear that. Everyone wants to be a bull on Bitcoin. But the bottom line is, if you compare this to rallies in 2018, 2019, if you compare this to rallies in the previous cycle, it's very, very similar.
Gareth Soloway, president and chief market strategist, predicts that gold is expected to surpass the performance of cryptocurrencies and equities in 2023. Soloway has expressed his conviction that gold will be the top-performing asset this year and has further stated that the U.S. Federal Reserve is unlikely to reduce rates until there is a significant economic downturn. Soloway expressed his belief with confidence that gold will have a strong performance this year and is expected to outperform several other significant assets. According to Soloway, gold is likely to continue being the top performer, and he is optimistic about its future value due to the impact of inflation and interest rates. He anticipates a significant increase in its value. Before proceeding to the video, make sure that you have subscribed to our channel and clicked on the bell icon to receive notifications for future uploads.
So I am bullish on gold again. I don't think it has fully baked in and come back into the lows where I think it's going to go. But I'll just kind of walk you through some of the trades. So when we were obviously down in this range, I was long gold. As we kind of got extended up in this range, I unloaded my gold positions. I did so just based on the fact that it was overbought. Now, one of the things I look for is, as we retrace, I look for key pivot points. And if we see right here, you can see this low. And if we just take a trend line through here, look at how it goes right through this low, right through here, right through this high, and right through these highs. So that, to me, is your kind of max downside on gold here. That would be another classic retrace to the scene of the crime. And also, so that's right around $1,800. The other thing that's kind of interesting here is, if we look at stocks like Newmont Mining, take a look at this chart. This chart here, look at all this support right in here, and look at where price has pulled back to. So for me, I'm starting to actually accumulate. I picked up a little Newmont Mining. I've got a couple other gold miners out there. I'm not quite in the GLD yet, but I certainly am looking to buy it on any weakness here. I still think, and I said this at the end of last year, gold will be the best performing asset again in 2023 when you look and you compare it to the S&P 500 and Bitcoin.
In a prior statement, Gareth Soloway mentioned that he believes silver has the potential to increase in value over the next 12 months. However, he cautioned that the silver market can be quite unstable. Soloway stated, "I personally anticipate a silver breakout in 2023, but it's important to note that it must surpass the levels of around $25 to $30 per ounce before such a breakout can occur." During a recent interview, he expressed that the chart for silver indicates a significant amount of consolidation and instability. He believes that this could lead to a surge in silver's value in the near future. However, he also acknowledged the challenge of predicting how long the current pattern will persist. To learn more about his current and future perspectives on silver, let's listen to the interview.
It's a little bit trickier. I still am a huge midterm bull on silver, but the one thing you have to remember with silver is that it's an industrial metal, right? So it's not quite as easy to kind of gauge it on just fear and inflation. Now, having said that, we could see that we had this channel up here when it was at its highs. It broke, and we've seen a downtrend come in. Now, we did touch a major support right here at around $21.20. I do still think there could be a little bit more downside, just like gold, but look at the chart. Same kind of thing as gold's chart, where it's starting to come back into previous pivots. Previous pivots, which were resistance here, it was having trouble getting through it, now becomes support on the other side of the coin here. So again, for me, it's a little harder to read. There's a little bit more risk in the silver investing because of the industrial side of silver, but I am a midterm and long-term bull on silver. I still think both metals potentially, are 20% or more higher by year end.
Gareth Soloway previously predicted that Bitcoin would experience lows of $12,000 to $13,000. He now suggests that Bitcoin could drop to $9,000 per coin and does not anticipate similar performance from the cryptocurrency. Although Bitcoin has recently seen an increase, Soloway maintains that it is still in an overall downtrend. Despite gains of over 40% in 2023 and more than 38% in the last 30 days, Soloway notes that Bitcoin is still down over 65% from its all-time high.
Bearish. And again, I know no one out there wants to hear that. Everyone wants to be a bull on Bitcoin. But the bottom line is, if you compare this to rallies in 2018, 2019, if you compare this to rallies in the previous cycle, it's very, very similar. We haven't seen any major breaks of any levels yet that would denote a bottom in Bitcoin. So I don't even think we've hit the lows yet on Bitcoin. Now let's just take a look at the chart. I want to show you what we've done here. So if you take a look at the chart, so number one, it's been a great rally. There's nothing to take away from the rally. But again, in the scheme of things, look back at the chart in 2018, 2019, there were lots of bounces of this magnitude. In fact, there were bigger bounces. I still remember vividly where we hit a low of 3,500 on Bitcoin back in 2019 or so, and we actually doubled the price before retracing all the way back down to 3,500. So again, that was a 100% move. We haven't even come close to that on the chart of Bitcoin at this point. Now, if we look at this area here, channel right here, the blue channel tells us that there's resistance here. And look at how this line is right at 25,000 and it keeps on getting pushed back under. And we're seeing the daily chart starting to decline. The key here is this. Is there a chance we break above 25? Of course. If we break above 25, you have upside to 30,000. 30,000 is the pivot low from the bull market of 2021. It's also where we consolidated before breaking down. That would be your next move. Only would I get bullish and start saying there's a bottom in the Bitcoin market if we trade and stay above 30,000. That would be significant. Until then, I'm a bear. If we break 22,000, it's going to be a big shot straight down to 18 and change. So again, I'm still in the camp that the lows are not in, the bear market is not over in crypto, even though everyone out there, you go on Twitter, you go on any social media, you would think that the lows are in.
Soloway also provided insights on the oil market, predicting further declines due to signals from the U.S. economy that a recession is on the horizon. Additionally, concerns about a potential recession in Europe and China are not boding well for oil's prospects. Earlier this year, he cautioned that while the price of oil could potentially reach $90 to $100 per barrel, it would be unlikely to sustain such an increase. However, due to concerns surrounding Russia and Ukraine, oil prices have surpassed this point and currently sit around the $100 level. Despite this, Soloway believes that drop to $75 or even lower.
Yeah, so oil, interestingly enough, has been trending in kind of the lower range for the past year and a half since the invasion of Ukraine. And I think this is what we expected, right? Is there's never any sort of situation where oil totally disappears off the market. Even when countries ban it, there's still ways to get it out. You just have to sell it at a discount. And that keeps the price of oil down substantially. Now, short term, there is a bull flag on the chart that could tell us a little spike is coming, but I still see further downside in oil, not just because of what you mentioned, but also because of a slowing global economy. And again, as long as the Fed keeps interest rates here or higher, you have to think that the economy in the U.S. will slow down. Even China's reopening, it's not going to last forever in terms of the strength. And so I do think over the mid to longer term, you're headed back to the 60s on crude oil.
There is widespread curiosity regarding the prospects of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Will Bitcoin witness another surge in its value or face another crash, similar to the one in 2022? What are your thoughts on Gareth Soloway's projections for gold and cryptocurrencies in 2023? Do you concur or differ with his viewpoint, and what are the reasons for your stance? Please feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. If you appreciate our content, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.